To all Buddhists nationwide, you have likely offered countless Chando ceremonies for your ancestors, believing in the Buddha and attending temples. And on Bokjung Day, you must have held numerous joint Chando ceremonies. But even if you keep attending temples for 100 days and perform Chando ceremonies with all your devotion, Chando will absolutely not be achieved. Even if you do it for 10 million years, it will never happen. Why not? The reason is that only the Buddha can do it. A monk who is a living being can never do it. So if only the Buddha can do it, how can a living being say they can do it? That's all a lie. Hello, I am Head Monk Heiyu of Yanghwasa Temple on Surisan in Anyang. Today, I will speak about how Chando can never be achieved, no matter how many days Buddhists nationwide attend temples and perform Chando ceremonies with great devotion. All Buddhists across the country, until now, you have believed in the Buddha and gone to temples, offering countless ancestor Chando ceremonies and numerous Bokjung joint Chando ceremonies. But even if you attend the temple for 100 days and perform Chando ceremonies and offer devotion, Chando absolutely cannot be achieved. Even if you do it for 10 million years, it will never happen. Why not? Because only the Buddha can do it. A monk who is a living being absolutely cannot do it. So why? How can a living being claim to do what only the Buddha can? That is all a lie. When a student goes to school, it is because there is a teacher that they can learn. A school alone is useless. If there's no teacher, what use is the school? The owner of a school is the teacher. Then who is the owner of Buddhism? The owner of Buddhism is the Buddha. However, the Buddha passed away 2,600 years ago and is no longer here. That is why no matter how many times you go to a temple and pray for 100 days, Chando will not happen at all. That is all illusion and lies. Now, the living Buddha Maitreya has come to the Sabha world, but people are not recognizing him, and so I am speaking about this on YouTube to let it be known. Because you didn't know, you may not have come, but now, through YouTube, I will let you know that Maitreya Buddha has come into this world as a living Buddha. So please come and listen to the sermon and find out why he is called Maitreya Buddha. The living Maitreya Buddha emits light from his body, and I have captured countless proofs of this light emission. And every time I hold up the camera daily, it continues to be recorded. It's truly astonishing. When I first saw the Maitreya Buddha who came to the Sabha world emit light and recorded it, I felt like I was going to die from being breathless. The day I recorded the Maitreya Buddha's light emission who came to the Sabha world, I was so shocked I couldn't breathe and became paralyzed. My head was overwhelmed and I couldn't think of anything. I thought, wow, I'm so glad I met the Buddha and became a monk. Wow, how did I come to meet the Buddha and leave the secular life and end up filming the living Maitreya Buddha in the Sabha world as he emits light from his body? Wow, I am now experiencing something that happens once in hundreds of thousands of eons. I truly thought it was such a fortunate thing to have followed in the footsteps of Sakyamuni Buddha and become a monk, and I was deeply grateful to Sakyamuni Buddha. Therefore, I am announcing this to the world in my own voice for the first time. If you come to Yanghwasa Temple on Surisan Mountain in Anyang, you can know everything. Guidance for the dead is also performed. If you go to temples, at temples nationwide, they all do it, the form called Chando ceremony. They fulfill all this, do chanting the Buddha's name, and perform the symbol dance. However, that is a formality. It is a formality, not real guidance. To know what real guidance is, you must come to the living Buddhahood Yanghwa Maitreya Buddha at Yanghwasa Temple on Surisan Mountain in Anyang. When guidance is performed, you can know how the soul, spirit receives guidance and departs, how the soul, spirit can achieve rebirth at the land of happiness, the land of perfect bliss world. And when guidance is performed, you can know immediately, right on the spot, that the ancestor received guidance and departed. The Chandos ceremony of the living Buddhahood, Yongkwa Maitreya Buddha, who came to the Saba world, is different, and people live and eventually turn their backs on the world and leave. When a person lives and then dies, what will truly happen after death? Who is there that knows this? There is no one on earth. Only Sakyamuni Buddha did not know this. He didn't know, but if you come to the living Buddhahood, Yongkwa Maitreya Buddha, who came to the Saba world, you can know this clearly. So, I have uploaded much to YouTube about Maitreya Buddha coming to the Saba world. And during that time, many monks have also come and gone. Monks come and ask Yongkwa Maitreya Buddha, saying there is one thing they are most curious about while learning the Enlightenment. When asked, "What is that?" the monks speak like this: "My whole life, for 40 years in the meditation hall doing 'What is this?' and countless retreat seasons, the most important thing for me is that I have no enlightenment. If you learn the existing Buddhism, there is no enlightenment. You can absolutely never attain enlightenment. And where I will go after death, that is what I am most curious about. I do not know where I will go when I die." And they say they are curious about things like whether a person becomes a ghost when they die, whether they truly receive samsara and undergo reincarnation, rebirth in India, whether the land of happiness, the land of perfect bliss, really exists, whether one can go to the land of happiness, the land of perfect bliss, and if the land of happiness, the land of perfect bliss exists, where it is. The Yongkwa Maitreya Buddha, who came to the Saba world, naturally knows about all these things with certainty. So when these words are told to the monks, they express admiration. They express admiration and leave. And they say that even their ancestors are not guided, no matter how much they perform Chando ceremony every year for over 10 years at their own temples. Therefore, many monks receive ancestor Chando's ceremony from the Yongkwa Maitreya Buddha who came to the Saba world, say it's very good right on the spot, and leave. The land of happiness that monks are talking about in temples now is not the land of happiness. The land of happiness exists separately. This has not been known to the world, although Yongkwa Maitreya Buddha knows, because Maitreya Buddhism has not been spread yet. It has been kept entirely secret, so it's not known, but if you come, he will explain it in detail. Then, not only for people who like Buddha and like religion, but also for those without religion, the non-religious, when people live and die, where will I really go? This will be the greatest curiosity. If I live and then die, what will happen after death? If you want to know about this, come to Yongkwa Maitreya Buddha at Yongkwasa Temple on Surisan Mountain in Anyang. If humans knew where they would go after death, it would be a rewarding and happy thing for humans living one lifetime. All humans, all living beings, must clearly know this. This has never been released to the world before, but with Bokjung coming around again, and because Buddhist broadcasting stations have not been broadcasting it even when requested by the temple, I am informing the world in my position as the head monk of Yongkwasa Temple on Surisan Mountain in Anyang. I too am a person who undertook becoming a Buddhist priest in the Joye order of Korean Buddhism and learned the Enlightenment for nearly 30 years. I know the existing Buddhism well and am proficient in it. However, Maitreya Buddha came to the Saba world, brought the enlightened Buddhism, and is spreading it. And the person who has received tutelage on that enlightened Buddhism, that amazing Buddhism, is only me on earth right now. If I broadcast the enlightened Buddhism about Buddhism that I have learned to the world, nobody will listen to the sermons given by monks. They won't even go to temples. That's not Buddhism, and such things are nothing. Therefore, although I possess much precious enlightened Buddhism now and have not yet announced it to the world, why haven't I announced it? It's not because I didn't want to announce it, but because I was waiting for the right time. If I were to broadcast the enlightened Maitreya Dharma I have awakened to the world, the Buddhist broadcasting stations and all the monks across the country would have no face left to show. They would not be able to face the faithful. That is why I have waited until now to offer many monks, the faithful, and the Buddhist Broadcasting Network a chance to proclaim the precious sermon of the living Buddha Maitreya, who came awakened to the Sabha world. But because they do not air it, I am now speaking in my own voice like this, and many Buddhists must listen carefully and take it to heart, because I am speaking precious words. They must not be heard in vain. Even those who have no religion should reflect deeply and value these words I am speaking aloud. And when parents pass away, what is the final act of filial piety a child can offer? It is to help their parents, after death, receive a good body through samsara and be reborn at the land of happiness. That is the last act of filial piety and duty a child can do for their deceased parents. Therefore, during this Bakjang, come to the living Buddha Yangkwa Maitreya, who came to the Sabha world, from whose enlightened body Buddha's enlightened light shines, and who emits light 24 hours a day. Register for the Bakjang joint Chando ceremony, one person per household, and he will perform Chando free of charge. May many Buddhists come and receive great blessings from the grace of Yangkwa Maitreya Buddha, who came to the Sabha world. Thank you.